Hi, I'm Mrs. Amodemo and this is Penny. We're going to be going for our 4th neighborhood nature walk. Remember, my friends, if you're going to go on your own neighborhood nature walk, stay on the sidewalk. And my friends, we're going to walk to the pond that's a little ways away. So while Penny and I are walking, I want to show you some video that I took yesterday when my boys and I were doing some yard work. All right, my friends, I was actually planning to do my nature walk tomorrow, but my boys and I are out doing yard work. And before my boys mow, we always walk the yard just to make sure there's nothing we don't know about. If you hear that Mama Robin, that she's letting us know we're too little too close. She's got a couple of fledgling babies hopping around. I'll see if I can video them. And we also look because sometimes besides baby birds, there are other really cool things out on the ground. Can you see one behind me? I picked it up and put it in my flower bed, and I'm gonna put it back where I got it after we mow. Let me show you. All right, my friends, this is not the same one as last time. Do you remember what this animal's called? Yeah, this is a box turtle, my friends, and it's called a box turtle because you can see it pulls up in and protects itself by making a nice little box. Got her feet pulled in. Now, do you remember if they're concave, they're curved like the top of the bowl underneath, it's a boy, and if it's flat like a plate, it's a girl. So when we look, my friends, see how flat this is right here? So this is a little girl. I've actually seen her before, last summer in my yard. We call her BA because she has a bad attitude. Right now she's a little bit unsure, but if I held her for a couple of minutes, she would stick her head out, she would hiss at me, and she would try to bite me. She is not a friendly turtle. Remember, I told you, these do not make good pets. But I thought you'd enjoy seeing her, and I'll shoot some video of her walking around if she'll cooperate. All right, I'll be back tomorrow when we actually do go for our nature walk. Remember, turtles are reptiles. Reptiles are cold-blooded and have dry, scaly skin. Box turtles are omnivores. That means they eat plants and animals. Box turtles like to eat worms, insects, plant roots, and berries. Box turtles come in colors like brown, green, and tan. Their coloring helps them blend into their environment. Do you remember what it is called when an animal blends into its environment? You're right, that's called camouflage. All right, my friends, camouflage at work. You see how hard it is to see her? I have put her back exactly where I found her before my boys mowed the yard, and hopefully she will go off and be happy. All right, my friends, so Penny and I have walked over to the pond. Do you know what a pond is? What about you, Penny? Do you know what a pond is? A pond is a small body of water completely surrounded by land, and this pond has got some interesting animals in it. What do you know about animals that might live in a pond? Penny's thinking about going in the pond. Don't go in the pond, Penny. All right, I'm not going to give Penny enough leash to go in the pond, but she's trying. All right, my friends, what are some animals you know that might be in a pond? All of those sound great. You're right, there might be fish, there could be turtles, there could be frogs, and there are a whole bunch of birds. If you listen, my friends, you can hear them right now. There are a ton of different kinds of birds in New York State that like to live near ponds. All right, my friends, you can tell by Penny's expression there's a lot of interesting things happening around here. Let me switch and show you some of what we see. Do Do you know what this animal is? That's right, it's a frog. See how the frog blends into the things around it? That's called camouflage. This frog is an American bullfrog. Bullfrogs are amphibians. That means they spend half their life in the water and half their life on land. Bullfrogs go through a change called metamorphosis. Bullfrogs hatch from eggs. When the babies hatch, they're called tadpoles. The tadpoles slowly over time grow back legs and front legs. Then they're called a froglet. After a little while, their tail shrinks up and they become a tiny frog. Here's another animal we saw at the pond. Do you know what they are? Yes, those are Canadian geese. We've seen them in our school. They like to walk around on the playground. These are some white ducks that live near the pond. If you listen, you might hear them quacking. All right, my friends, Penny and I are back from our walk to the pond, and I wanted to take a second before we go check on the robins to talk to you for maybe 1 or 2 minutes about this plant behind me with the purple flowers. We talked about this in our last video, and I called it nettle. My mom loves to garden, and she called me to tell me that I told you the wrong name, and it is never my intention to tell you the wrong name. The plant's real name is ajuga. So that's what this is, with these beautiful sort of burgundy leaves and these pretty little purpley spiky flowers. Now, before we check on the robins, my friends, let's talk parts of the plant, because I love plants. You know that. So my friends, tell me, real quick, let's start with the flower. What's the job of the flower, my friends? Yeah, the flower makes seeds. And what does the stem do? What does the stem do, Penny? Penny says the stem supports the plant. And what's the job of the leaves? Like right here, I've got these beautiful sort of bright green leaves right next to me. And right here, beautiful soft green leaves. They make food for the plant. How do they do that? Oh, you remember. Yeah, it's a special process called photosynthesis. I know it's a big word. Photosynthesis means using sunlight, oxygen from the air, and water to make food. All right, my friends, and what about the roots? They have 2 jobs. Do you remember them both? You do. What's the first job? They take in water and nutrients, and the second job is they hold the plant in place. They keep it from falling over if there's a great big windstorm. All right, Penny and I are going to go take a look in the nest and see what's going on, and then we'll see if we can find those babies if they're not in there. As you can see, my friends, there are no baby birds in the nest. You remember what they looked like in the last video, right? Now they are out of the nest, hopping around on the ground, learning how to fly. Baby birds are called fledglings once they are out of the nest, but not quite adults yet. Now, I thought we might see these birds at the pond, but we didn't. These are mallard ducks, and they're in my neighbor's yard. The male has the green head and the female is brown. Why do you think the female doesn't have the bright colors? If you said that the female doesn't have bright colors so that she can have better camouflage, you're correct. Not having bright colors makes it easier for the female to be camouflaged when she sits on her nest to keep her babies safe. All right, my friends, let's review a few things. So we saw the box turtle first thing in this video. Now, what kind of an animal is a box turtle? Hold up one finger if a box turtle is an amphibian. Hold up 2 fingers if a box turtle is a reptile, and hold up 3 fingers if a box turtle is a type of bird. What do you think, Penny? Penny says you should have held up 2 fingers. A box turtle is a type of reptile. They have dry, scaly skin, and they're cold-blooded. What about frogs, my friends? What kind of animals are frogs? All right, let's hold up 1 finger if they're reptiles. Let's hold up 2 fingers if they're mammals. Let's hold up 3 fingers if they're amphibians. What do you think, Penny? Penny says you should be holding up 3 fingers. Frogs are amphibians, and they go through a change called what? That's right, that change is called a metamorphosis. I hear the robins. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed our neighborhood nature walk and had a really good time. Check back in for the next one. And my friends, remember, if you're gonna go on your own neighborhood nature walk, make sure you stay on the sidewalk unless you have your neighbor's permission to go in their yards. Have a good day. Bye. Good girl.